quite inspired by Japanese tattoos. Like, obviously, in every country you have different culture behind tattoos. And I've done a bit of studying of Japanese tattooing. Their way they do it is very different. In European culture, we generally have like a black outline coloured in. Over there, they tend not to have the black outlines. They'd either have a black background or just it coloured like it was painted on. But I'm also quite inspired by some Russian tattoos that I've seen from back when it was communist. Their tattoos, they weren't beautiful in any sense of the word. They were all prison done.
Yeah.
They were really quite, some of them really
trying to
quite
think of the word actually.
They're quite,
more industrial, more harsh, done to a purpose sort of thing.
Yeah, the reason they would have them though, which was quite inspiring, was because they would say political meanings. And although the tattoos were they were well done, but they were really offensive, really rude tattoos. But they'd have a really
reflect their political views.
Yeah, it would say something really political. I thought that was like really inspirational.
Having now seen a tattoo done up close, I wonder if it's for me. Let's head back to the studio and find out what the artist is.
There you have it then. The Dave dance at the end.
That's amazing.
That's what I got up to this weekend.
I love the Dave dance. I think it's going to really hit off.
It's the new thing.
Everyone be doing it.
We're calling it the Dave dance from now on.
The DD, the double D, as you dubbed it,
yeah. Yeah, that's going to hit off big time. Right, anyway, we'll stray away from the brilliant dance.
Definitely.
We'll go on to some questions, David. Right, do you think, as you were seeing on the video there, do you think like tattoos are now considered as an art form?
I think they're becoming more of an art form than they ever were. So, whereas before it was just classed as an art, now it's become the art form more modern. It makes no sense, but it's becoming harder. The tattoos are becoming more demanding, so it's more of an art now than just sticking an image on and tracing around the lines, which is what it used to be.
They
become more custom. So it's
do people come with like designs in the head already? Do they bring them, or do they get the tattooist to make them, or do they just pick?
They can pick. There's racks of tattoos you can pick in most tattoo shops, but you can go in and put an idea to them, and they'll either draw something around what you want, or you can go in with a load of random images and they'll put something together, or you can make a drawing, go in, and they'll do your tattoo for you.
Cool.
So yeah.
The stereotypes of a tattooist is normally like big and butch and a bike and covered in tattoos.
Yeah.
Did they conform with the stereotype, or did they break the mould?
They did break the mould. They weren't the big butch tattoos all down their arms, looking very butch and bikerish. But they did have their own, I don't know, what do you call it really? They had lots of piercings and dressed very alternative.
They've changed the stereotype.
Yeah, but they're nice. They're nice people. You know, they're very nice to talk to. They're quite prepared to take on board your ideas about tattoos and do what you want rather than just.
I suppose they have to be nice if they work with people every day.
Otherwise, nobody.
They're
will
not
come back
intimidating.
For the next
Same
one.
as you're saying about that. You'd expect to go in and have this big butch bloke and. You'd be like, can I have a tattoo? And they just walk in and they're really nice, and so it was good.
I know you're a bit of a drawer. Would you ever like to have a quick go on someone?
I don't know. After going for the day, and I don't know, it just looks a bit painful for me. I think if I was to have a tattoo, it would be meaningful and ready. You know, I just wouldn't want just one picked off a shelf.
No.
So.
You'd want some signed. Well, next up is my segment, and I go to visit a media archive to interview Richard Shenton. Take a look. The Media Archive of Central England is a registered charity. They are part of a network of public moving image archives that collectively preserve the UK's moving image heritage. MACE specifically collects, documents and preserves moving image footage from the East and West Midlands. This secret archive is home to our culture's history from 1897 till 2006, and I have the opportunity to interview the head of Access and Learning, Richard Shenton. MACE collects, documents and preserves footage of moving images for the East and West Midlands. What is the process?
People and organisations will come to us with moving image materials. That could be film, it could be video, it could be DVD. They offer it to us, for us to preserve for future uses. We will then look at that material make a decision about whether or not it fits within our collecting criteria. The material that will then be stored in our store on a shelf, awaiting processing. Now the processing really involves copying, particularly when the material that has been passed on to us is film. It's relatively inaccessible, and to be able to render it accessible, we like to be able to copy it onto another format, which is a lot more accessible, but equally it's about preservation. So we take this material, a film, and we store it in a particular environment where the humidity is controlled and the temperature is controlled, and we will copy it onto a high quality broadcast standard tape. We use Digibeta, and we'll also copy it onto an analog tape, a Beta SP.
What happens if the master copy gets damaged, seriously damaged? Do you go to the sub-master copy?
If it's coming to us, the likelihood of it actually getting damaged is very, very slim. Because of what we are, our whole job is to look after master material, and we're doing our utmost to make sure that that material, when it's with us, is not damaged. I'd like to say, therefore, we would never be in that position.
By having all that experience, does it help you have the appreciation of the importance of preserving film?
Without that kind of passion